Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Hart, and today I have two NBA player props I like for tonight's NBA games. Going to be breaking them down, going over why I like them, the stats, all the good stuff behind them. So make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Make sure to check out my Prize Picks package link down below on Patreon, where I put up extra Prize Pick plays throughout the day. We've been on a decent little streak there. Hit a nice play the other day. And yeah, let's get into these picks. Make sure to hit that like button, and let's get into the breakdown. Just want to say, make sure to follow me on Twitter as well at HeartDFS. If we scroll down a little bit, we can see that I went with the over there of Pascal Siakam and Jalen Williams. Pascal easily hit the over of 5 assists. I think he finished with 7. And then Jalen Williams, he finished with 26, I think, .8 fantasy score. We needed 30.5, so he was just a few points off. So we went 1-1 overall in the YouTube plays. Not much we can do. Jalen Williams played 40 minutes. I'll show you guys the stats here. He played 40 minutes and he went 4-14. He just could not buy a shot. 40 minutes, 4-14. He got the steals and blocks that we needed. So he finished, I think it was less than 4 points away from hitting the over on Prize Picks because steals and blocks are 3 points each on that. So he had a few extra fantasy score. But yeah, everything was there. He just couldn't hit a shot. So that was super frustrating. But the two picks I have for you today, the first one here is going to be the over on Bam Adebayo. Once again, I'm using rungoodprops.com. That is the dashboard I'm using. It's fantastic. If you guys want 50% off your first month, make sure to put in the discount coupon or code HART, HART, which will get you guys 50% off the first month. You can find that linked down below in my description. But the first one we have here is going to be the over here for Bam Adebayo on the assist. As we can see here on the dashboard, it's really favoriting his over, 55.4% chance of him going over his points of 18.5. You can see the best odds we're getting are minus 145 there from Pinnacle. The juice is heavily on the over there. Excuse me, not best odds, but just heavily juiced there on Pinnacle at minus 145. We can see BetMGM minus 130, Caesars minus 139, and DK has them at minus 135 to hit the over eight there of 18.5 points. So we're going to throw Bam in there, points, take the over. The reason why I like this, if we pull up his box score, and if you guys did not watch the last game there, excuse me, I don't know, I put a Jalen Williams, Bam. He was just uninvolved in the offense. Bam did not score his first points in that game against Atlanta until the 9-minute mark of the second quarter. I think he had 2 shot attempts in the first quarter. They did everything besides give Bam the ball. It was the most frustrating thing I've ever seen. I mean, he played 41 minutes, and it's like he went for 40 fancy points overall, but it's like they just didn't give him the ball. He had to literally rebound the ball, bring it up on his own to get his own shot. Otherwise, they just did not throw him the ball. And Eric Spoelstra said they're going to switch up the starting lineup. So I really think that they're going to look back at that game and be like, we absolutely screwed it with just posting up Jimmy the whole first quarter. I really expect them to get Bam involved here. They really need him because if he's not going to score again, most likely they're going to lose to the Bulls. So they really need Bam to step up here. He's actually done decent against Bulls on the season. In 3 games, he's averaged almost 21 points per game. So just on his averages against the Bulls alone, we are getting some points of edge there. We're getting solid odds across the board of the juice heavily on the over there for Bam. And it's one of those things in this game, he's going to playing 40 plus minutes once again. It's a winner go home game here. So I expect Bam to get heavily involved in this offense, probably shoot close to 20 times this game. They're really going to need his scoring. So I really like Bam here. And I don't mind taking this over. As we can see from the game line, it's another very low game total, 208.5, but the spread's pretty close. So I like taking the over here for him. I mean, fantasy score for him is pretty low as well. It's 38.5. He's a guy who gets blocks, he gets steals. He has double upside there. So you can definitely go that, but I really like the points route for Bam. I think they're just going to get him heavily involved into this offensive game here tonight. So that's going to be the first pick for today. Excuse me. The second pick I have is going to be going back to the well here with Jalen Williams over his fantasy score of 31.5. Now it is bumped up a little bit more from the last game. It's bumped up a point, which not huge at all. And it's one of those things. We look at the game total, 228.5, so it's going to be a pretty decently high scoring game. 5.5 point spread, so it should be pretty close. So we'll get out of that. If we pull up Jalen Williams on the dashboard, it is saying that they're kind of favoring a little bit of his unders for right now, but I don't pay too much attention to that. It's more of like, it's a minutes thing, right? Like that's why he got bumped up by a points for his projection, just because of the amount of minutes he played in that last game. So I'll pull him up here real fast. Jalen Williams, he played 40 minutes, 40 minutes, and he shot the ball 14 times, did not shoot it well, and still almost got us there with 2 steals and a block. As I mentioned, he's a guy who's really good at getting steals. As you can see, he's averaging over 1 per game, and there's games where he gets multiple, 2, 3, 4, 2. He goes on these streaks where he goes has multiple games where he goes, 4, 2, 3. He can get blocks as well, and those are huge because steals and blocks are 3 points each on PrizePicks, and that really, really helps out the fantasy score. So I just like running it back here because, as I mentioned, he's one of those guys that he will see 40 plus minutes. He's going to shoot the ball a good amount. He just did not shoot it well. I expect a bounce back spot for him here in a way better matchup against the Minnesota team who just does not play defense. 0 5 from 3. He just cannot hit a 3. He can get to the free throw line at times. There are games where he's aggressive, but he's very solid at getting rebounds, assists, blocks, steals, and points. So he checks all the boxes. And the main thing is minutes, right? Like he's going to see huge minutes. We really just lost last game by 3 points because he couldn't hit a shot. So I really like the over here for Jalen Williams. I would expect a huge bounce back spot here against the Timberwolves. And those are the 2 picks for today. I will have a lot of extra picks just because I think there are a lot of uh, just picks across the board, a lot of props across the board that are just way too low, just in terms of just the minutes some guys are seeing on the across the board for these games. So I will have extra picks on my Patreon. So stay tuned later for that. But yeah, right now, going with the over there, Bam Adebayo, going over the over there of Jalen Williams. So those are 2 picks for today. If you guys like them, let me know in the comments down below what you guys are going with. If you're riding, if you're tailing, all that good stuff. Make sure to hit that like button and let's get into the let's get a sweep tonight. Let's get a sweep. Let's win a lot of money and let's go into the playoffs tomorrow. Head high. Let's go.